Hello, welcome to Ielts Step 3. This is Steve and I'll be with you throughout this step. Narrating experiences requires looking back on past events. Some questions in this lesson include narrating an experience during a trip, during your childhood, or your first day at school or work. In addition, questions may also be about your experience in a certain activity, a service, an accident, and even difficult decisions you had to make. When recounting or talking about an experience, details that could be mentioned are what happened in the particular event, how it made an impact, and the importance of that experience to your personal or professional life. Talking about experiences and other topics for 1 to 2 minutes spontaneously can be hard. You should continue to speak until the examiner stops you. In the past lesson, covering every point to fill the time was already discussed. But what would you do if you've expanded your answers and covered all the points, but there's still time left? A key skill that will solve this problem is telling an anecdote. An anecdote is a simple story, so you don't need much time thinking about it. Doing this will enable you to keep talking until the examiner stops you. Again, the story doesn't need to be true as long as it's relevant to the main topic you were given. The ability to tell a story is a way to show your proficiency of the language. However, remember to avoid giving unimportant details. Simply tell the story. The anecdote can be part of the body of your answer. To do this, use a good introduction to make the transition smooth. Since you're telling a story, use correct tenses. Adjectives and adverbs also make the story interesting. Use sequencing words if needed, so that you'll not get stuck in one stage of your story. Lastly, finish your anecdote by saying why it's important or why you remember it. As you practice answering questions, you'll know how long 2 minutes is and will slowly be disciplined into talking within that span of time. This will help you discern the length of the anecdote you have to say. Now, let's look at some cue card questions about experiences. This type of question will make you think of a decision quickly. You only have 1 minute to prepare, so it's better to talk about the first thing that comes to your mind. Part of your answer will be the result of your decision. That's when you can tell an anecdote to discuss its importance. You're likely to tell a story in this question. Answer the questions where and when first, before telling the anecdote. The order of events in your answer should be organised, so you have to use cohesive devices accurately. To end your speech, answer the question how in the cue card. Observe how the speaker told a story about an accident. This sample answer did not follow the questions in the cue card, but it shows a coherent answer. The anecdote has become the main part of the answer. Some questions will have an anecdote as an answer, but some may not demand it. However, if you still haven't maximised the time given, you may tell an anecdote until the examiner stops you. People have different experiences. However, if you've not experienced something in the question, use key skills you've learned in the past lessons. Remember that you don't need to tell a wonderful experience to impress the examiner. Simple experiences will be okay, as long as you deliver your answer well. That ends our Chapter 2. Review your notes and continue to strive for excellence. Bye!